Bismillah. So inshallah we'll do ayat number 194 of Surah AlBaqarah today. And part of the topic is the continuation from the previous ayats, especially the first few words here are connected to the previous ayat. We saw before that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbade the fighting taking place near the Kaaba. And if the disbelievers started the fight, then Muslims were permitted to fight back. So first few words of this ayat are also relating to that. So we'll do a simple translation first with some explanation, and then we'll go and do the breakdown. So ayat starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ash-Shahrul Haram. Shahr means the month. Shahrul Haram means the sacred month. The month where fighting is not allowed. That's called the sacred month. And that is in the area of the Kaaba. Okay? Ash-Shahrul Haram, the sacred month. Bish-Shahril Haram, in the sacred month. What does it mean is that in this sacred month, if an aggression is done, then fighting is permitted in the sacred month. Okay? So that is the reason it's coming twice. So the second one has a B, Bish Shahril Haram. Haram means sacred, and Shahr means month. So sacred month. So in this sacred month, which is Bish Shahril Haram, if wrong is being done, if fighting is starting, if aggression is happening, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that in that month fighting is allowed. Fighting is permitted. Fighting can take place. Then the other thing is Wal Hurumatu Qisas. Hurumat is what is forbidden, what is not permissible. If any of that activity is done, which is hurumat, okay, then there is a retribution for, there is a qisas for that, there is a payment for that. Okay? That is the qisas. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنِ اُرْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ. So whosoever does a wrong or transgression against you, against the Muslims, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning that, addressing the ayat to the believers, that whoever does a transgression against you, فَأَتَدُوا عَلَيْهِ. So you are permitted to do same against that one. بِمِثْلِ, same, not more, okay? Same, it's, mithl means equal to that. Ma'tada alaykum, so whatever is done wrong to you, you can do that. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Wattaqullah, and fear Allah. Have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa'alamu, and know, and be aware, Anna Allaha ma'al muttaqeen, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with those who have taqwa or who fear Him. Okay? So this is the simple translation of the ayah. Okay? So the first word of the ayah starts Ash-Shahrul Haram. So Sheen, Ha and Ra are the root letters. And Shahrun means month. Month. Okay. A month. Okay. And if you put al before that, al means the month. And when you put al, then these two the must change into one. So it becomes al shahru. Okay. And sheen is a shamsi letter, so when lam comes before sheen, then lam is not pronounced, but sheen is pronounced twice. So the pronunciation will be ash shahru. So it will be written as like a sheen has a shadda on it, and lam doesn't have any harakat. Ash shahru. Ash-shahru means the month. Okay. Now what month? Okay. That's the next word, which starts with these letters ha, ram, ra, and mim. Harama. Okay. This means something which is forbidden. To forbid something. And something which is forbidden by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has become sacred. Okay? So that is the meaning of this. And the word is haramun, is the noun from that. And again, if we put al before that, the meaning will be the sacred or forbidden. What is forbidden? Forbidden is anything which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want to take place in the vicinity of the Kaaba or in the city. Okay? That is forbidden. That's the reason Masjidul Haram is a Kaaba, and certain things are forbidden inside the masjid which are permitted outside. So that's the reason it's called Masjidul Haram or sacred mosque. Okay, here it is the month, a month where fighting is forbidden. Okay, that is called ash-shahru, the month, and when you combine these two, this will be al-haramu, the sacred. So this is the month, and this is the sifat of that month, the attribute of the month. Al-haramu. Okay? So ash-shahrul haram. When you combine, you read ash-shahrul haram, the sacred month. That is the simple meaning. The sacred month. Okay. So now, in order to understand, because there are some things which are not clearly mentioned here, which refer to the previous ayats, what's being said here is that fighting in the sacred month, because in the previous ayats we learned that fighting is not allowed in the sacred month, okay, which is the forbidden, okay, and so from the context, we will just say ash-shahrul haram means fighting in the sacred month. Okay. So this is fighting. Okay. Now the next word, again the same words, but except that one change has taken place in there, that before ash-shahru, this letter B is there, ba with a kasra, B. Okay. So B means in. And B is a harf-jar, so it changes this dhamma, last dhamma, to a kasra, so it becomes bish-shahri instead of ash-shahru, it becomes bish-shahri. That's the word in the Quran. In the month, because of B, it changed the state. Okay? And also because the rule is that if you have a noun and if you have an adjective, so in Arabic, the adjective follows the same as noun. So because this became Shahri, this will become Al-Harami. Okay, that's the reason it is not Al-Haramu anymore. It is Al-Harami because of this Shahri, which actually was changed by the B. Okay, so the meaning will be Bish-Shahril Harami, in the month of, in the sacred month. Okay, so the difference is only in. So it will be in the sacred month. So now what does it mean? Again, we'll have to understand that forbidden is fighting. Okay? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the previous ayat permitted that if they fight against you, then you are permitted to fight back. Otherwise, Muslims were not allowed to have a fight or start a battle near the Kaaba even after they had come to Makkah. So they were not permitted to fight because of the near the vicinity of the sacred mosque. Okay? But permission was given that if the kuffar, they start a fight, then they were permitted to fight back. So that message is still being conveyed here. So here in the parenthesis it will be in the sacred months against the aggression. So if we read with these parentheses, that will become message will be clear that fighting is permitted in the sacred month if the aggression is done in the sacred month. Okay? If they fight, if they attack you, then the permission is there for fighting. Okay? So that is what the Ash-Shahrul Harami, Haramu Bish-Shahril Harami explanation would that be that. So that's one thing that's being said. Okay. Then the second thing which is being mentioned here is that Wal Hurumato Qisas. Hurumat are those things which are forbidden to do in that place, in that area. Whatever is forbidden, if someone does that, then there will be a payment for that. Okay? So that is the second message here being given here. Qisas means a payment. Okay? Payment means equal payment or a similar payment of what wrong has been done. So that is the meaning of the qisas. So here, again, wal hurumato qisas. Let's look at those words again. So again, the root letters are ha, ra, mi, ha, ra, and mim. Okay? And we saw the word that meaning was forbidden. Okay? Not permissible. Haram. Okay? And hurmatun is the noun. Hurmatun. Okay? Hurmatun means something which has been forbidden. Okay? And one of the meaning is a violation of something. Something which is permitted or which is not permitted, if you break that, then you're doing the violation of that. You're doing against the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, against the command that it was forbidden, and you're doing the violation of something that was forbidden. Okay? And there are many things that are included in there. Okay? Qisas. Okay? So if someone commits a violation of what was told not to do, then there will be a payment for that. Okay? So first of all, hurmatun is one violation. And hurumatun is the plural of that. Okay? So it is hurumatun. Violations. plural. Okay. When you make the plural, then this one ta marbuta here, round ta, changes into a regular ta. Then it becomes horomatun. Okay. And then you put al before that. Al horomatum is the violations. Okay. And al will make it one dhamma, so it becomes al horomatu. Okay. So that's the word in the Quran. Waw means and before that. So when you pronounce it, waw means and. And the violations. Okay. And when you pronounce with the waw, you do not pronounce alif in between, so it will be wal horomatu. And the violations. Someone violates the law. Someone goes against the permission or forbidden thing, is breaking the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, breaking the rule of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that whoever commits that, then he will have to pay for that. Okay. So what is that word? Qisasun. Okay. So that word starts with qaf, swad and swad. Okay. And the noun from this is qisas or qisasun. This means payment. Okay. There is another word for that in English is retribution. Okay. Retribution is something you pay if you break the law. Okay. So qisasun. So for the violations, whoever does the violation of some rule of Allah, there will be some punishment or some payment that he will have to do to purify himself. Okay. So that is the meaning of, because the place and the area and the month is so sacred that even small things become violation, horomat. Okay. So that is the meaning here. Wal horomatu, and the violation for the violation there is a retribution or a payment. And payment is not only in the form of money, but there are different ways a retribution may take place. And there are many places, there are actually some ayat that come after that, ayatul hajj, and some more details are mentioned in there, okay, about these things. So this is that to this point. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, and the instruction goes to the Muslims now, that you are there and kuffar are there. If someone does an aggression against you, someone does something wrong to you, then you are permitted to do the same thing to that person. Okay, so that is the next thing. فَمَنِ اعْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ. So let's look at those words. So the part of the ayat starts with fa, means so, man means whoever. So whoever. Okay. Now the other word starts with these three letters, ain, dal, waw. Okay. Ain, dal, waw means to do animosity, to be enemy of someone. Okay, but that's not the word. These are the three letters, so they belong to the group we call fa'ala. Okay. We are going to make a bigger word by adding some more letters here. Okay. So one rule is that if we have these three letters, fa, ain and lam, okay, one bigger word is made by adding alif and a ta. Okay, in this way, leave the fa here and an here and lam here. Okay. Many words in Arabic in the Quran are made. Start with 3 letters, and then we add 2 more letters, and those 2 letters are alif and a ta. And in this order they are added. The alif is added first, then after another letter ta is added. So the sound of this will be if ta'ala. Okay? If ta'ala. So we'll do the same thing on this one. Okay? So we'll just add an alif and a ta. Okay? And keep these 3 letters and dal and waw. Okay? And if we put the harakat, it will be a, ta, da. Okay? The last letter, when we write them together, is written as this way. A, ta, da. This is a sound of alif. When something is written like that, that's called short alif, alif maqsura. Because the sound of waw and fatah on it will be the sound of small alif, short alif. So the word is written this way. I'tada means to do aggression, to transgress, to do something wrong to others. Okay? That's the meaning of i'tada. Okay? So 3 letters, ain, dal and waw, they mean to be enemy, to do animosity. But when we add bigger 2 more letters, it becomes a different word, and the meaning is to do transgression. Transgression means to do wrong to others. Okay? So the meaning of i'tada is to transgress. Transgress means to do wrong to others. Okay? That is the meaning of i'tada. This word comes 3 times in the ayat here. Okay? I'tada. Now, also, we should know that fa, ain and lam means to do. These are the root letters. Okay? And the sound of this, when we combine, is fa'ala. We say the word is fa'ala. And fa'ala has 3 fathas on that. That's how you pronounce it, fa'ala. So when you make a word like that, the meaning is he did. Fa'ala means 3rd person in the past tense. Okay? So whenever you put the fathas on this and pronounce as the name fa'ala, it also means 3rd person in past tense. So same thing is here. The name of the ba is also i'tada, and it also means he transgressed. He did wrong. Okay? I'tada would mean he did wrong, just like he did in the past. So famani and i'tada after that is like this. I'tada, he did wrong, or he transgressed. Okay. So the word man means who, then you don't have to translate this he there. The sentence will be, so whoever did wrong. Okay. He does not need to be, because who is taking care of that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that whoever did wrong, whoever transgressed, okay, whoever he is doing wrong, or he's He has done wrong. So that's the meaning of the first two words. فَمَنِ اعْتَدَى, whoever did wrong. Okay. So what happens after that? Then there are two words, ala and kum. Okay. Alaikum. Okay. This will mean against you. Okay. And this is actually alaikum. Write down together, it will be pronounced as alaikum. Alaikum is against you. So that is the word here, alaikum. Whoever did wrong against you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing those who believed that you are in a sacred place, Shahrul Haram, sacred time, and at that time you are not permitted to fight. If someone starts fight, that you are allowed to fight, and then someone did some wrong to you. That's what the meaning is. فَمَنِ اعْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ, and so whoever is going to do something wrong to you. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you permission here, saying that even though you're not allowed to do any aggression or any fighting or anything wrong in this sacred place and sacred month, but if someone is going to do that to you, then the permission is that فَأَقْتَدُوا عَلَيْهِ, then you are permitted to do wrong or aggression against him. Okay? So here up to this part is talking about فَمَنِ اعْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ, so whoever does wrong to you, so whoever does wrong or does aggression against you or to you, okay, in English you can translate anyways. So whoever is doing an aggression against you or who is doing something wrong to you, فَمَنِ اعْتَدَى. So if that happens, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving permission to the believers. What is the permission? فَأَتَدُ. Okay, so that word again is from the same root letters, but this time it's coming as in a command. Okay, so the word is i'tada. Okay, and when you i'tadu here is a command, and command means you do aggression, or you can do same what he has done to you. I'tadu. Okay. And it's a conditional statement. So fa here before that means so. Okay. And when you read this together, you do not pronounce this alif. It is fa'atadu. Fa'atadu means you do. You can do it. Whoever does to you, you can do it back to him. Okay, and this time the word is after that is Allah and who. Okay, and who means him. So you can do the same wrong against him or to him. Allahum, against him or to him. Okay. Kum means you, so someone did to you. then you are commanded to do to him. So, فَاعْتَدُوا عَلَيْهِ. So you do aggression, or you return that aggression against the same person or to him. So you do wrong, even though you're not doing wrong, you're just paying it back. Okay, alayhi, to him or against him, whoever did that to you first. Okay, but condition is here. Bimithli. Okay, so this one is from the letters Mim, Tha and Lam. And mithlo is the noun. Mithlo means same. Mithlo means same. And before that is B. Okay. B means you can translate as here. Same as. And B is a harf jar, so it will change this dhamma to a kasra. So the word becomes bimithli, likewise, same as. So do not exceed in doing the same thing or what the person did, but do exactly same what he did to you. If you are paying, you're making a payment to him, or you are punishing him, or doing anything, don't exceed what he has done to you. Payment should be equal, justice. So that's the meaning of mithli. Okay. Bimithli means same as. And the next word is ma. Ma means what or whatever. Okay. So the ma means whatever. Okay. So now notice that these two words are exactly same as here. So, i'tada alaykum or ma'tada alaykum does wrong to you or did wrong to you. So, whatever he did wrong to you, you do same to him. Okay? So, whatever wrong he did, and alaykum means to you. Whatever wrong he did, okay, you can do the same amount of wrong to him. Do not overdo, do not exceed, okay. And so all these things are conditional. They are applying in the sacred month, and they are in the vicinity of the Kaaba. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is first of all saying that this is a sacred month, this is a sacred place. Avoid everything possible, but if something does to you, then only you are permitted to do back. Otherwise you don't start doing aggression on your own. don't start a fight, don't start a battle, don't do anything wrong. But in return, if someone does first to you, then you are permitted to take revenge or do what is equal or same as it was done to you. Okay? So that is up to this point. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is advising wattaqullah. Okay? And these words we hear in the Friday khutbah all the time. Okay? Wa means and. Okay? And actually the word is ittaqu. Separately, it is ittaqu. Ittaqu means fear, and it is a plural, and it is a command. And the word is from taqwa. So you can translate both, have fear or have taqwa. And have taqwa means be righteous. There are multiple meanings of the taqwa. Okay. Ittaqu, fear, or have taqwa of Allah, because the next word is Allah. Okay. So the original word is ittaqu, but when you recite with waw together, then you don't pronounce the alif, you pronounce wattaqu. And fear Allah. This alif becomes hamzatul wasl, and it is not pronounced. So the word becomes wattaqullah. If you try to pay attention, sometimes the Friday khatib will not use waw, and he will say ittaqullah, which is the original word, ittaqullah. But if he is using with waw, then he will say wattaqullah. So alif and kasra will not be pronounced in there. Okay. Waw means and. So, and fear Allah, or have consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or be righteous. Okay. So there are many meanings of taqwa, but it has to be from, with respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have taqwa of Allah, or fear Allah, and fear Allah. Okay. And the second thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding is that wa'alamu. Okay, so let's look at that word. Waw is separate. Waw means and. Okay. And the root letters are ain, lam, and mim. Alama. Alama means to know. Ilm and knowledge are from the same word. Ilmun means knowledge, and alama means to know. Okay. So here I'm going to spend a little extra time because this is a command. This is a very simple word. I want to show you how the command is made, how the order is made in grammar. Okay. So we also know that if we put a ta in the beginning of 3 letters and vuna at the end. Okay. Ta and vuna. So the ta brings the meaning of you and present tense. And vuna brings the meaning of plural. And the middle 3 letters says, keep the same as ain, lam, and mim. Okay. So the word will become ta'alamuna. Ta'alamuna. Okay. So what's the meaning? You and present tense and plural means you know. or you are knowing, or you will know. Okay, it's a plural and present and future also. So the word is ta'lamuna. Okay. So if you want, okay, ta'lamuna means you are talking to the people who are in front of you, because you are using the word you. Okay. And you are talking to plural people. So people who are sitting and you are addressing, those are the people you are talking to. Ta'lamuna, you know. Okay? But if I want to say, you should know, or make sure you know. Okay? Or I say, I want you to know. Okay? This is a command I am issuing. Okay? Know it. Like if I say go, means I am telling you to leave, right? So command is made from this word that has a ta in the beginning and huna at the end. Okay. So if I make a change in here, okay, and the change is that you remove the ta and you remove the noon. Okay. It becomes Ain, Lam, Mim, and Waw. That is what is left there. Okay. Ain has a sukoon, and this is what is left there. Ain, Lam, Mim, and Waw. Okay. Now, if you have a sukoon on the first letter, you cannot pronounce it. So what we do, we just add an alif for just help of pronunciation. Just add an alif there. So now you can pronounce it. And the pronunciation will be i'lamu. I'lamu is a command. It's an order to you. Know. Be aware. Be knowledgeable. Okay? So that's how you made the command. And the meaning is that would be no. Just like I've said, go, it's a command. No means be aware, be knowledgeable. Okay? So that is i'lamu, and that's the word in the Quran. There's a waw before that, so you don't pronounce this alif. Wa'alamu, and know. Wa'alamu, and know, and be knowledgeable. Or be aware. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding that you should become knowledgeable. Wa'alamu, and know. What you should know? Anna Allaha ma'al muttaqeen. Okay? Anna means that. Okay. Or Anna can also be translated indeed, surely. Okay. So Anna, surely, and also that. Okay. And the word after that is Allahu. Allah. And Anna does something. Okay. What does Anna do? If a noun comes after that, which in this case is Allahu, it changes this to a fataha, last letter, dhamma into a fataha. So it becomes Annallaha or Innallaha. We say all the time, Innallaha ala kulli shayin qadir. Innallaha. Originally the word was Allahu, but Inna and Anna make the change, that change into the state of Fatah, which is Nasab. So Annallaha, meaning still same, surely Allah, or that Allah. Okay. And know that Allah ma'al muttaqeen. Okay. So that other ma is with. Okay. And the word that all the time is used is muttaqi. Muttaqi means a person who has taqwa. A person who has taqwa or who fears is called muttaqi. Okay, and it is written this way. Muttaqi. Muttaqi is one person who has taqwa. And its plural is and plural is muttaquna. So you can translate this: he who fears. Or he who has taqwa, or who is righteous or conscious, okay? He is muttaqi. Muttaquna is a plural, means those who fear. One the translation will be those who fear. Okay, so singular versus plural. Muttaqun, like Muslimun. Okay. Also, when you put al before that, it brings the meaning of the. Okay? The, those, or those. Specific people. Al-Muttaqoon. Okay? And ma'a means with, there is a harf-jar. So harf-jar will change this waw into a ya. Okay? In the plural, harf-jar changes a waw. So Muslimun will become Muslimin. Okay? In the Quran you will see Munafiqun and Munafiqeen. Muslimun, Muslimin. Meaning does not change. The reason waw changed into the sound of ya, because there is a harf-jar before that, or some other word is doing that. So this will become Muttaqeen. And know that Allah is with those who fear Him. Okay? With those who fear.
Will the meaning change if it says Inna Allah?
No, but inna you can use only surely. Anna has both meanings, surely and indeed, and that. So here, Anna can be translated as that or surely. But if it was inna, then you can translate only surely. That cannot be translated there. Okay? So here, Anna has two meanings. Inna has only one meaning. Wa'alamu, know, Anna Allah, that Allah. You can say that Allah is, or surely Allah is. Okay? So this is the ayat, inshallah. So we'll stop at this point.